All right, we're live. It's noon on Monday. Hi, Jasper. Hi, Terry Brett. Okay, we'll wait for a few minutes and let people come in. So if you're watching on YouTube, scrub forward a little bit. Terry, your prompt post was so good. Hi, Dee Dee. And I'm assuming it was collage, but it was so good. Hi, Missy. So, yeah, we lived through the storm, so a lot of people contacted me. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, we're okay. Um, Lots and lots of rain, like flooding. The lake is coming up. You can literally watch it just coming up because all the storms were north and west of here, and that's our watershed. So the lake is a mess, but whatever, better than a tornado. And yeah, a lot of people were impacted. It was horrible. Hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. Um, yeah, I feel so sorry for those people. I don't remember what year it was. It might have been 2014. Robert's son was hit directly by a tornado, and so we went down for a few weeks. Got him a trailer to live in. It was unbelievable. If you've never seen sheer devastation, it's unbelievable. Hi, Helen. So good to see you. Hi, Marguerite. I'm glad you caught up with us again. It's been a long, long time. So I hope everything's going well in your world. Hi, Brenda. So, yeah. So keep those people in Nebraska and Oklahoma in your prayers because it's a crazy world out there. But fortunately, we're fine. And we do have a storm shelter. So if it got really bad, we could go out there. I'm not crazy about going in it. We've been in it once or twice, and it's not fun. Hey, Bossy Butt. Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm safe too. And, all you can do is just pray for these people and donate. I donate a lot of stuff. One thing I will say is when we were down there, just seeing how the whole thing was coming together, the Red Cross was unbelievably good. They brought us hot meals 3 times a day for as many people as we had there helping. It was quite a feat, and it was instant. Like the day we got there, we heard on, I don't know, let's just say Monday. We went and bought the trailer and got down there like Tuesday. We didn't let any grass grow, believe me. And they were already set up feeding people immediately. It was unbelievable. So, yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Anyway, I'm going to work out of this today. I'm going to let you guys pick a page, and then I have to go do whatever it is. So I hope you guys are really good to me because this could be scary. But we're going to do it anyway. I had to take off this sweater. It's getting warm in here. Thank God we finally have sun today. So what have I been up to? I've been doing crack art some more. So, and for those of you who weren't here last week, Dee Dee made me change the title of that stream because I had crack art in the stream, and she said, they'll demonetize you. So I went and changed it. I do everything Dee Dee tells me, actually, except buy the color cubes. Hi, Ruth. I'm glad you got your pen writing. So let me think. Okay, last week, did I do crack art last week? I don't even remember. But anyway, after I did that, I'm still not done with it. I made some cards, and I'm going to give these away today. So, yeah, you too, I can imagine. So, yeah, later on when we take a break or whatever, or when I'm overwhelmed, we'll give these away. But don't participate in the giveaway if you're not willing to send me your address. I really like the "'cause I can." Yeah, because that's why I do it. Because I can. That's it. Hi, Dorothy. Hey, Tori. Know what kind of audience you'd get with that title, right, Tori? I would get all the fun people. I hope I haven't missed anybody coming in. And then There's another artist on IG that both Terry Brett and I follow, and her name is Doodle, and she does like this rock art. It looks like stones or something. And so I used her stone art with the Art Salute beginner panel approach. And I like this. This is kind of fun. So I'm finding different ways to do it. I think I've done some other rock art. It might be sitting over here. Let me see. I don't remember if I showed you guys this either. I showed you guys this one last week, but that started out just as wanting to use some new markers that I had gotten. Looks like candy, right? Terry, thinking outside the box, girl. Anyway, so that one was really fun. I like I love circles. Any kind of circle, I'm on it. Hi, Barbara. Yeah, it's send doodle, like the word send something in the mail, send doodle. And she's done tons of these, and there's something just so appealing about it. All right, I don't remember when I did that one. All right, now this is all crack art, and then that just because I could. Because I can. Because I can. So just stuff to use your supplies, and I don't know what I did with the other rock art, but yeah, that's kind of fun. Hi, Dawn. It looks like Candy Crush. Oh, I'm missing chat. It's like bubble gum. You guys are funny. Hey, sister. Candy Crush meets Zendoodle, right? Dabbler. All right. You like that, Jasper? You know, the thing is about any of this, and I've done a lot of this crack art on stream, there is something very relaxing, and those are just laying in a pile over here until I get them in my book. I do have a book where I put stuff. Thanks, Bossy Butt. Hi, Vale. Hi. Okay, that's not the other Ruth. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to give the cards away, and I'll leave them out here just so I don't forget, because I know me, I'll forget. So if I act like I'm going to forget, smack me upside the head and say, hey, what about the giveaway? And then I can't remember if I showed you guys that I had ordered and received the Art Studio ephemera. I know I posted a picture of my favorite page because it's got everything I love on it. Fountain pens, rulers, markers, everything, paintbrushes. So this is a really fun one. I think probably what I'm going to end up doing is using it as inspiration just to draw and doodle and use my supplies in the Beast. So I did this yesterday, just goofing around. Oh, and I did have to pay my taxes. So this is when I get all bummed out. I do a little drawing in here. Give all your money to the government. I'm down here going, I did. I gave all my money to the government. So, but the pencil was inspired by the book. Don't worry, be happy. Thank you, Barbara Clark. Hi, Kitty Jen. So, yeah. And then I did some crack art in here, too. So that's pretty much all I've gotten, all I've done. Now you're caught up with my whole week. But yeah, I'll probably use this more than cut it up, because I could just look at this over and over and over. And I don't know who draws these little creatures, but I love them. So yeah, I did. And I was really good this morning at Dee Dee's. I did not order anything. And I think I only put one thing in my cart, but the 24-hour rule is in effect. And then yesterday at Xandra, Scraps to Beauty by Xandra, she showed a bunch of stuff yesterday. And only one thing ended up in my cart from Xandra's, and it was the granulating watercolors, the Kiritaki. Yeah. So, Dee Dee, I know. But wasn't that Hippie Animals? Where's Xandra? Where is Xandra? Xandra's on YouTube, and she lives in New Jersey. And the name of her show is Scraps to Beauty by Xandra, and she streams usually Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Well, 3 o'clock my time, which would be 4 o'clock Eastern time. So, and Xandra always has great products to show. She is a huge Jane Davenport fan. So any product that Jane Davenport has ever put out, you can find it on Z's channel demonstrating it. Didn't they, Devin? Oh, they were so yummy. I wanted them. So I put them in there. They're pricey. I will say that. For the 5 or 6 colors that you get, they're like $25. But Z is a mermaid. She sure is. Hi, Raul. Yeah, they look just so awesome. And I need them like I need a hole in the head. I have the Derwent granulating. Anyway, so I'm going to pick somebody out of the audience to pick a page. Let me show you the ones we did. I worked on this a few weeks ago, and I had totally forgotten what I had done. But the instructions on this, if you've never seen this book, it's 365 different prompts just to get your creativity working. So they're pretty fun. That was one. I don't know if I did that on stream. I may have started it on stream and then finished it off stream. But the prompt for this was create a design or pattern using the grid. So that's what I did. No worries, Raul. It's fine. Use caps and scream at those people all you want. So yeah, it's just prompts to make you get creative. Feel good art. And then the prompt was take some time to write freely. Perhaps describe how art or being creative makes you feel. And I answered somebody yesterday on Instagram. They asked the question of, and she was a fairly young girl, but she wrote, how do you guys feel about a hobby? I see people reading books and doing this and doing that, and I don't have any hobbies. I'm busy just living life or something like that. And I wrote her and I told her, you need a hobby. Everybody needs a hobby. And this is why. If I didn't have art as a hobby or passion, I would probably turn on the TV and watch mind-altering news programs that lie constantly and make me hate my fellow man. Because I found a group of amazing artists online, I sit around loving life and the fibs. Today is the total eclipse in parts of America. Hope we all live through it. And while we're at it, don't look directly at me either. Dee Dee said that. And while you're at it, don't look at me either. It was perfect, though. Dee Dee made me do it. And that was on 4/8. Free advice. Turn off the news. So I am working in the book, which is unusual for me. I don't usually do that. In fact, other than the Wreck This Journal, I don't think I've ever worked in the book. You could call crack art fracture art. It's not the same. Fracture isn't as addictive as crack. Butt crack. I have to say that so they don't demonetize me, right? Hey, Flo. This one, the prompt was explore color blending using colored pencils. Add a color to each circle so that your colors blend where they overlap. Perhaps add more circles and create more blended colors. I used the Kohinoor woodless pencils that Dee Dee had sent me on this. So just something to do. Hi, Pamela. Anybody I might have missed coming in? This one was draw your favorite ingredients. And I don't know how I came up with those ingredients, really. I don't remember. But we're going to make some peanut butter cups. And I don't understand why you would make them. Because they sell them in plastic packaging at the store, kind of like cereal. This one was draw your dream house, which in my opinion, where I live right now is my dream house. So I just drew where I lived. And I might get Happy Mail. Oh, the mailman I saw go by, but Robert was riding off on his lawnmower, so it may be a while before it comes in. But anyway, yeah, this is my own little house where I live, not in proportion anything. But one thing I feel about this is, you guys know that I tend to be a little bit persnickety and stuff like that. In here, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, blame the peanut butter cups on you, Barbara. Okay, that's fine with me. I'll blame it on you. So yeah, and there's me and Robert sitting. And that is actually the room where I art. I'm sitting in that room right there, right now. And then this was draw or print the rest of the tiger stripes, perhaps add a background. So it's pretty low pressure stuff that you can do. And I think the important thing about this is, don't get too wrapped up in what it's going to look like, or that it's going to end up living in the book. It's going to live in the book forever. And you can look back someday and thought, what was I thinking? But when it's all done, you can look back through it and just go, oh my gosh, how cool is this? And I feel that way about my Wreck This Journal book. Total garbage art, but it was so much fun doing it, and it was zero stress. So there you go. All right, so Pamela B. Pick a number between 1 and 365, and that's the prompt I'm going to do. There you go. Raul is amazing, and Raul is also very lucky. He won again at Dee Dee's. I told Dee Dee in chat, you need to just send Raul all this stuff. Let's don't even mess with these giveaways. Just send it to Raul. That's it. We're done. 15, right at the front of the book. Oh, I hope it's something good. I hope it's not something. And I do get to override any of it, okay? Okay. Create a heart pattern using cut paper. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go get some cut paper. I'll just go pick one of my small pattern paper pads in here. I'll be right back. All right, I didn't even look which one it was. I just grabbed one. But I actually end up liking it. I have tons of these little pads because I'm addicted to them. I rarely use them. So one good thing about this is I'm glad I get to use them. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly open the book, and whatever book page I get, okay, we're going to use that page. That page. Do I only need 2? These are all much the same color, but who cares? All right. No, I don't like that one. Don't like that one. All right. No, postage stamp's a good one. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. That should be plenty of paper. All right. I'm not sure I can cut through all 3 of them. Mosaic, right? Oh, I would love to make another one of those mosaics. That was so much fun. Maybe someday. Focus, you freak. Dried pineapple. What made you think of dried pineapple? All right, I'm just going to... And they may or may not be all the same size, okay? Get out some little bit of scissors here. And they may or may not be all the same shape. I could, okay, if I wanted to make them all the same shape, I could just draw a little template and make sure they all came out the same. When I cut the second half, because I'm going to do like they've done, I'm going to join 2 halves. I will cut the adjoining. I guess I should open one of these and see if it's a good heart even. Yeah, that's a good heart, right? Okay, that's good. All right. I have to leave focus, you freak, because the camera really hates that white. I don't want them looking too wonky, so I'll go ahead and draw the second half. Of course, maybe it might be fun to just put two different weird half of hearts together. Fumble fingers here. Holy crap. All right, so it's one half. One half. Or you can't even really tell that they're different papers, but we're going to use them anyway. All right, get out some glue paper. Ah, where's the focus, you freak? Get a glue stick. I will leave a little space between them. Okay, these two I'll save and we'll put them somewhere else. I'm kind of wanting to get a different color. That's all right. We're just going to go with this. Now, this is definitely something I would not have thought up to do, you know? I ordered very expensive, totally unnecessary posh chocolates. Well, good for you, Dot. I have a rule here in this household that you reach a certain age where you get to do pretty much whatever you want. You want to order expensive chocolates? Get on it, bad girl. Yeah. There comes a point in life where you just do it. That's why I don't bitch too much about this stuff Robert and I eat. It's if you want it, eat it. That's it. I'm not sure that's good for a 3-year-old, but for an 80-year-old, it's fine. All right, now I'm thinking maybe I want to go get some other colors of paper so it's not just all brown. Because this is going to be all brown, you know, the way it looks to me. I am a good influence for indulgent behavior. Why not? All right, I'm going to do one more out of this paper. And then I'm kind of wanting to go get more colorful. That reminds me of when my dad was elderly. My dad lived to be 88. And they found spots on his lungs. And he said that, you know, they wanted to do a biopsy and a bunch of other stuff. And he said, no, Whatever it is, it probably will get me, but I'm good with that. And let's get on down the road. So they put him on hospice immediately. They were obviously concerned about probably lung cancer. But anyway, they put him on hospice. And they gave him morphine and pain pills and a bunch of stuff. And I was up there visiting him one day, and he was acting like he was in pain. And I said, well, Dad, why don't you take one of the pain pills they gave you? And his response was, well, I don't want to get addicted. And it was like, Dad, you're 88. Cut on one of those red letters. Cut on one. Okay, I'm not understanding you, Ruth. And he said he was afraid to take his pain pills because he was afraid he was going to get addicted. And I'm like, Dad, you're 88. Like, seriously, I don't think you're going to be down on the corner looking for the pain pill dealers, like, you're 88. Who cares if you get addicted? Honestly. So that's kind of how I feel after a certain age. If you want to sit down and eat an entire pint or half gallon of ice cream, who cares? You're 88. You think at this point what you eat is going to kill you or speed up the process? Who freaking cares? Okay, Robert's coming in. I'll see if he's bringing the mail. Half of the heart for more color. One of the red pages. Red letters. Don't know. Still not following Ruth. I have tons of pattern paper. If I waste a few sheets, I'm old enough I can do that. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Ego. So yeah, my poor little dad was going to be down at the corner talking to drug dealers about getting some more pain pills. Now, I'm going to go grab 2 more sheets of more prettier paper. Okay, this is the pad I should have picked to begin with. Pink and navy. Now, I probably bought this for a very specific thing because I'm not a huge pink fan. One of the I see what you're saying now, Ruth. Sorry. This one has more red letters. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I mean, I want crazy colorful like this. Yeah, baby, let's do some pink. I like the blue polka dot. I like it so much I won't use it. Is anybody else like that? Like buying that art studio ephemera book and then not really using it. Polka dots are always good. And then not using it, like hoarding that. That's stupid. But I do it. This one's fun too. All right. We got 3 pages out of this. I'm glad I'm just using this crap. So if nothing else comes out of it, this is good enough. And they don't say, we'll even do some bigger. So we're not spending all our life doing this. What color was that? Devin taking off? Don't worry, Devin. Go take care of your mother. That's #1 priority. Kids and moms and old man dads who are afraid of getting hooked on crack. That's your priority. Right? Right. Go boss somebody else around. Why don't you? Devin's a good sport. She lets me pick on her like a lot because that's what I'm best at. Dee Dee, I'm glad you found that reel I sent you on Instagram funny. I swear to God, I was laughing so hard. There's a reel on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, I think you can search for Ken Lee. The name Ken, Kenlee, Ken Lee. And I think the description is when you don't know the words to the song or something like that. I saw that, honest to God, I laughed so hard, I almost peed myself. And it's not even so much the girl singing, you know, I wasn't really making fun of her. Of course, I could do that too, but it was more, it's like a game show thing where America's Got Talent or something. Oh, that's not going to work. We're going to make it work. And if they overlap, that's just part of the deal too. But it's like on a show like America's Got Talent or something like that. And one of the judges is just so funny. And I'll use those other brown hearts other places, so they'll just morph as you go down the page, apparently. Because you're going into this without any plan at all, right? Which side of the heart is that? Okay, that's the center right there. The problem with doing something like this, and I just thought of it, but who cares? I might have to cut a piece of cardboard or something to go between the pages, because if the page back here is drawing, look at this page is still the page with Mosaic of Calming Blues. Use a variety of art materials. So I'll have to end up drawing or something over here, and I'll have bumpy pages to work on. Oh, see, I'm already worrying about stuff I shouldn't even be worrying about. I'm one and I take a mouthful of 7 tablets, then forget about them. And Dorothy, that makes me think of my grandmother. I came down to visit her one time. She lived in a town 25 miles from where I currently live. And I never thought in a million years that I would be living here, but I am now. But this was long before I ever had met my husband, thought about moving to Oklahoma, anything. And I came down one time and she was just acting goofy as hell. And so I was helping her figure out her medicine and stuff like that. And I noticed on the bottles that she was taking, like you, Dorothy, a handful of medicine every day. And she couldn't remember what all of it was for. And I noticed that all the doctors' names were different. Like she was going to this doctor for this and this doctor for that. And I said, Mama, has any of your doctors ever looked at all the pills you're taking and see if they're interacting? Because I was a chemistry major. To see if they're interacting with each other. I mean, this just doesn't seem right that, you know, all these doctors are prescribing. And she said, well, I don't think so. So I called her primary care doctor. And I said, could we come in for just a quick consult on all the medicine she's taking? And he ended up taking her off like 3 or 4 of them. You shouldn't be taking this with that, you know, like it was crazy, all this stuff she was on. So if you go to different doctors for different things, consider that you've got a chemical reaction going on in your body every day you take that handful of pills. But after they took her off some of those meds, she improved immensely. So I think as you get older, You have to pay attention to stuff like that. Fortunately, Robert and I don't take any meds. Robert takes one. But yeah, even supplements. My ADHD brain wastes a lot of time on IG shorts. Ruth, don't even get me started. But I usually don't let myself do it until like late in the evening or... Because, yeah, I could waste a whole day sitting there watching crazy crap that people put out on the internet. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to put some brown ones in here now, and we'll just mix it up and use up this paper that we've got. And actually now, I wish I had moved down here when my grandmother was still alive, but I never thought in a million years I'd end up living in Oklahoma, of all the crazy places in the world. Decision I've never regretted. The one that's going off the page, I'll just trim it when I'm done. Ah, quit moving. This paper's a little hard to glue down. From the looks of what I'm creating, it's going to be a mess, but it'll be a happy mess. All right, you guys could be doing this at your very own house right now, in your very own book. Just get some crap journal and start gluing hearts in. I'm glad I got the blue and pink paper out. I think it is sometimes kind of hard to work in the book, though. Like the gutter and stuff make it kind of a pain in the butt. I'll check chat here in just a second. Pretty random here. Would be a whole lot easier if I didn't have to do the glue. All right, where's this? Yeah, this one will go like this. I'm going to glue off screen so I don't have to get glue all over everything. And I'm out of the brown ones, so let me use these two and then I'll cut some more brown and we'll call it a day. There is, Ruth. I agree. I understand why people have glue books. I totally get it because there is something very cathartic about just gluing stuff down. I'm not thinking I'm in love with the page, but that's the thing. You don't have to be in love with everything. Now, there are people who would save that, not me. I'm not one of those people. All right, should I combine the brown and the pink now? I think I should. Because I can. Let's do the pink and blue. Just enough room on here. Yeah, baby. This is about as much fussy cutting as I ever want to do. Oh, look at Paris. Right there. Cut out perfect. If I wasn't doing this on stream, I'm not sure I ever would have done this page. For real. Because I would have thought about getting out the stuff, making the mess, cleaning it up. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have ever done it. What Barbara Clark say? Turn a heart upside down and you've got a butt. Isn't that true, Barbara Clark? We were talking about that at Dee Dee's this morning. There was something she showed and it was just like upside down. That's a butt. All right, where's the polka dot? Let's do the polka dot paper. Do a few more and call this done. Let's do a big one for down here. They lost the scissors. Well, this one isn't really big, but whatever. Okay, this one I'm going to totally cheat. I'm going to cut it in half, but I'm going to use both halves the same. I'm going to have to wash my hands. What creative thing you working? I like the hearts too. And I'll be happy when the page is done. I just know me well enough to know that if I hadn't done this on stream, I'm not sure I ever would have said, oh, that sounds like a fun page to do. But now that it's getting done and it's going to stay in the book, I'm going to be happy with it, don't you know? I'm sure glad I went to kindergarten, so I learned how to cut these hearts out, though. I have to say that. I wish I'd made them all more like this, more flat rather than skinny, but live and learn, girls and boys. I'm going to do this one the same way. 2 halves the same. And who knows, I may go back in here later and draw like a checkerboard background or something. I don't, who knows? Because it's your book. And in my opinion, there are no rules. So you get to do you, boo. Oops. All right, where's the stamp one? I never cut out of this piece of paper, but let's cut into it since we tore it out. I'm going to cut 2 out. I don't know if I showed you guys last week. Arlene sent me a bunch of canceled postage, which was very cool. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but it was very cool of her to do that. Another thing, if you didn't want to do this with glue, because now I just glued that down to my page, you could actually just draw the hearts, which would also be very cool. These pages are starting to annoy me. Look at how sticky my hands are. Okay, got a couple more already cut out. Where do we want to put them? I'm going to have to put wax paper or something down when I shut this book. Hopefully I can get some of that off and it won't be filthy. Sketch your favorite memory. Well, my favorite memory is going to have dirt in it. That's for sure. My favorite memory. Now that actually is a good thing to think about. What is one of my favorite memories? Geez. It's hard to pick out just one. I think the older you get, the more nostalgic you get. So when you think about a memory, obviously you're thinking about the past. That's going to take some thought because I really don't know what my favorite memory. It would be a group of memories, I think. When I was living it, I'm not sure that I loved going camping with my family. I always wanted to be home playing with my friends, or especially as I got to be a teenager. And my dad was adamant, you're not staying home. You're going with us. Just get it through your head. You know, like he was so not indulgent with me in that respect. Looking back now, and I think of, funny things that happened with my brothers. And most of them, I would say, happened when we were camping. So apparently, even though I fought every step of the way, I enjoyed camping more than I thought. Hey, Judy, Janet from another planet. You do get more nostalgic, I think, as you get older and you lose people. And so this one I may assign I can't think of the word. Caveat is not the word. But I think what I'll do with this one is probably pick out people in my life who have been instrumental in some way and write a favorite memory about maybe individuals that I've had the good fortune of knowing. Because it's hard to pick out one favorite, but if you give me a name of somebody and say, what's your favorite memory of, let's say, your mother? Okay. I would say hands down, and I can't tell you how often I think of this, as she got older and kind of ill, and I moved her close to me so I could keep an eye on her and Dad. She used to, well, and she had surgery. So when I was taking care of her surgery, after surgery, I moved her in the house with me for a couple weeks so I could, take care of the wound and stuff like that. And we used to, and I know I've told this on stream before, and at the time I didn't think much of it. It was more to keep Mom happy, I think, than anything else. But we used to stay up late at night after everybody went to bed and cook artichokes and sit here and eat artichokes and play dominoes. Nothing at all special about that, other than it was just me and Mom doing, I can cover that one right there. Yeah, me and Mom just doing what both of us love doing, So that would be a good memory with Mom. And I'm sure I could pick, like favorite memory of Dad. My favorite memory of Dad, hands down, and I have tons of good memories of my dad, but hands down would have to be when he was elderly and weren't sure how long he was going to live. My brother and I flew to Montana, where he was living at the time, and watched the Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos were in the Super Bowl, and they won. And that was just the most fun day ever. If you feel like it, I might have Happy Mail out in the mailbox. If you feel like it, going out to the mailbox, I might have Happy Mail from Dee Dee.
Okay, I will go.
Thank you.
Question. Have you seen anything like that or laying around?
No, because you don't put your stuff away.
I know.
So I'm not going to know.
Okay.
Even if I saw one, I wouldn't tell you. I'd make you look. No. In all honesty, Robert, I haven't seen one.
Okay. All right. I shouldn't go get your mail, but I will.
Of course, you should go get my mail. And if you're still looking for one of those in 10 minutes, go down to Jones Hardware and buy a new one. If you're still looking for that piece of crap that you just showed me in 10 minutes, drive down to Jones Hardware and buy a new one.
Oh, I think Warren Jones Hardware, I think.
Oh. Well, then I'll get on Amazon and order you one. He is so kind. He is. He is so nice, and I treat him so bad. I don't really. I'm very nice to Robert Vaughn. But anyway, my favorite memory of my dad, honestly, would be when the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl, and my brother and I were there. And there was a kid. His name was Art, and he didn't have a dad. And my dad used to go fishing a lot, and this was forever, fishing a lot below the dam in Spavinaw, and Art lived in Spavinaw. And so if he'd see, hi Joyce Boring, if he'd see my dad heading out fishing, he'd go grab his fishing pole and go down and hang out with my dad. And he did this for years and years and years. Peyton Manning was quarterback. Joyce, I don't remember. I don't think so. It might have been, though, because John Elway was not. I'm going to have to look that up, Joyce. Anyway, but Art became another one of my dad's kids, you know. And for that Super Bowl, Art, of course, knew Don and I were going. And Don's my brother. And he drove from Oklahoma, him and a buddy of his, drove from Oklahoma to Montana to my dad's house, got there right as the Super Bowl was starting, watched the Super Bowl with all of us, got in the car, turned around, drove home. He loved my dad that much that he drove all the way from here. My brother and I were just talking about that the other day because Art's mother died the other day, and we got a call about that. But yeah, he loved my dad so much. Drove to Montana to watch the Super Bowl and then turned around and drove back to Oklahoma. That's crazy. All right, I've got this last one, and then we're going to move on to a new page. I do end up liking this page. It feels really good. I'm a riot. I'm not sure I'm a riot, but I don't have a filter. I know that. Whatever comes in my head just falls out of my mouth. And thank God somebody's here to clean up after me. Don't you know? I'm covering up the ones that they printed in the book. I'll leave 2 of them, but yeah, then the rest are all mine. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. I may end up having to paint over that page or something. At least I know what drives me crazy. All right. Is that enough hearts for the page, do you guys think? It definitely turned out interesting, and I'm glad I didn't do it all in brown, but I don't mind the brown being in there. Is that enough, do you guys think? Let me see if I have. Yeah, I'm going to have to cover that somehow because that dirty will make me crazy. So let's go ahead and date this page. What are we on? 4. I know it's getting close to May. Oh, speaking of May, that reminds me. Terry and I are going to, let's see, today is 4/29. How did we get here? Anyway, that artist that does this kind of art, her name is @salute_beginner on Instagram. And she's doing a challenge in May. And I should have looked it up so I'm prepared, but I didn't actually plan on talking about it. But what the hell, now that we're here, let's do. Anyway, she's going to do a challenge in May. And thanks, you guys. I think it's a 4-week challenge. Now I can't think of it exactly, but I'll find out and show you guys. So if you want to participate with us, but I kind of bullied Terry into doing with it, but whatever. No, actually, I think Terry and we were both messaging on her page. Okay, so her name is @salute_beginner. She's from Manchester, United Kingdom, and her May art challenge is Windows to the World. And it's a 4-week abstract doodle challenge. It's 4 weeks, 4 grid/windows, endless possibilities. So in week 1, I think you only have to do 1 a week. Okay, this is her message that she put out with it. I've been overwhelmed by the response to my abstract doodle style. So many of you have been inspired to create your own windows to the world. That's what she calls, what I call crack art. She obviously is a much nicer person than me because she calls it windows to the world. I call it crack art. But anyway, somebody else gave it that name. So why not base an art challenge around it? It's 4 weeks and 4 of the most popular grids. You can choose to create 1 piece or 1 per week. It's entirely up to you. No restrictions. Choose your own color palettes, patterns, doodles. All she asks is that when you post your creation, tag her and use the hashtag Windows to the World Challenge. Week 1 is a 4-square grid. Week 2 is a 9-square grid. Week 3 is a 16-square grid, which that's going to be some pretty small squares if you put it on a regular piece of paper, right? But I'll measure it out. And then week 4 is a mixed grid. So I browbeat Terry into participating with me, and she agreed. Yeah, it is 4 weeks. And then, so Terry and I are going to do this because I wrote her, I said, Terry, Brett, want to do this with me? I think I'm in. So for May, Missy, I think you, hi, Missy, if you're here. I think you should do it too. Do it with us, Missy. Okay? We should do it together. So, and Jasper, if it's something you're inclined to be a part of, get on it, girl. Do it with us. Post your crap on Instagram and hashtag Windows to the World. I won't be using hashtag crack art, but that's what I'll be thinking while I'm doing. Okay, do it too, Jasper. It took a lot of browbeating. It did. I've actually had to beat Terry to a bloody pulp. Not even kidding. Okay, Brenda A. Give me a number, and we're going to move on to that prompt. Okay, Jasper, you're in. Missy, you're in. Terry, you're in. I'm in.
Couldn't find either one.
Well, okay, Dee Dee the mail. Your happy mail will be here tomorrow, I guess. All right, did Brenda? Oh, Brenda gave me a number 46. Keep your fingers crossed that it's something I'm willing to do. '45, 46. Create some loose gestural drawings by working quickly. Draw some objects using just a few marks and lines, and don't worry about making mistakes. Okay, so obviously she's done a, like it looks like a desk lamp here. All right, I'm going to, so I don't have to think about what I'm doing, I'm going to use the Art Studio ephemera, and I'll just pick a page, okay? So I'm going to have to draw that pencil. And I think, what am I going to use to draw this with? Let's use these pen and gear pens. I bought these. They're a cheaper version, I guess, of what I would say is Papermate. But I have to say, for a cheap pen, I am loving this. Loving it. Robert, it's not up here anywhere. It's either in your basement. No, I know.
Okay.
You know one place you might look. It's downstairs in the garage, or check upstairs in the drawer next to your bed.
Okay.
Okay, Kitty Jen. This is Kitty Jen's comment. I don't know that mine would come out good enough for the challenge. Okay, that's a horrible way of thinking. Sorry that I'm going to pick on you right now, but I'm going to pick on you. Never approach your art with that attitude, because that blocks you and prevents you from going, woohoo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the best I can do. If it comes out great, I'm going to be happy. If it doesn't come out, hopefully I learned something, but I'm going to do it because I want to. Don't ever put up roadblocks to yourself for approaching something that you want to do. Did you find it? You owe me, Lucy boy. Love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are awesome.
Am I a
Thank
smart
you.
woman or what? Is there a link? Marguerite, the only link I know is to look on Instagram and search for @artsalute, @ARTSULUTE_beginner. And she does this panel art like I've been showing. Her doodles are really simple. You know, they're polka dots, lines with dots on them, haphazard grid pattern. You don't have to be as anal as I am. I'm anal and I know it. But Kitty Jen, now I'm almost ready to say you have to participate, and I don't want to hear anything about whether or not it's good enough. That's what gets me to hitting. Just do it because you can. Because you can. And don't go into it with a preconceived idea of, oh, it's not good enough. You know what? If I approached everything that way, I'd sit and do nothing all day, because nothing I would ever do would be good enough. And besides that, who the hell's going to be the judge? Who's going to judge me? That's what I want to know. Same thing. Oh, well, don't even get me started. Anyway, yeah, I want to meet the person who's willing to judge me. Let's go. Let's do this. All right, we're going to draw this pencil. Short little stubby pencil. And maybe I would prefer to have see, I almost just cheated there by picking something pretty simple. All right, got it done. You found it? Okay, good, Marguerite. Why don't you participate with us, and don't even give me this crap of, oh, I don't think it'll be good enough, because that's what will get me to hitting, okay? Same page. I should have maybe picked a permanent pen. That's a little paintbrush. Now I'm going to flip the page over. Let's draw a tube of paint because we can. And maybe should bring you guys in a little bit closer. I'm probably going to come back in here with some watercolor. And this is not gestural drawing, you guys. Gestural drawing is if I just took a pen and just kind of made a shape, but whatever. Oh, this is a cool thing too that I like this. But I like this sketchy kind of art. Since this is the last stream before the challenge, if we decide to do it, well, I've already decided I'm doing it. I should go over some of the things that's going to make your life easier. Sometimes you need a good pep talk, Vale. Well, you just got one. Even if I'm bossy, are you kidding me, Vale? Oh my God. Ruth, everybody's bad at drawing from memory. I would say if you want to draw at all, you need to have reference. The only thing I could probably draw from memory would be like an orange. Or maybe I could do a tennis ball. Okay, here's a gestural drawing. Of an orange. Hey, Lena. Dang, you need to draw a ruler, girl. Hey, Lena. I will draw a ruler. Okay, this one I will do gestural. This is what they mean by gestural drawing. Oops. And drawing a line without a ruler makes me crazy. We'll draw one of those little plastic ones. We have to include the European people who use milligrams and millimeters. So anyway, tools, I'll go over quickly the tools that will make your crack art more pleasing for you. And y'all can make fun of me all freaking day long. Don't care. For using a ruler. But if you're going to do this, honestly, to get your straight edges, just use a ruler, okay? The circles, you can use, like plates, cups, anything you have to make a good circle, and then just trace the line inside of it. I use a compass. And that's how I can keep the lines somewhat evenly spaced. You can buy a whole set of this crap. This one, all made in China. Every bit of it's made in China. But you can buy these for like no money. Now you can get this whole set for $5 or something ridiculous. So, but one thing I would say is get yourself the tools to make yourself do a good job. And those are the 2 tools I would recommend. Another thing I would recommend is a pen, a permanent pen. You don't necessarily have to have the glue, the mica gold. I think that the mica gold on these is amazing. And that's one of the reasons I love them so much. But even if you get a gold pen or pick just a color to do the circles with, there's no rules in any of this. You get to make up your own rules. But a ruler and a compass, I would say, is going to make your job so much easier and so much more pleasing when it's done. And then if you want, I'll either do it on my regular stream or I can do a impromptu stream where we can go over some of the doodles. But you can just goggle it up, doodles, and you're going to spend the rest of your day copying doodles. I'm just saying. So I don't draw by memory often. I have perfected a daisy with a stem and leaves. I practice doing with them. Okay, see, Brenda, there is nothing wrong with that. You know, if it makes you happy, that's what we're doing here. So, yeah. So just because I can, I'm going to take this inexpensive, very inexpensive set of grabby watercolors. And this is not waterproof. So when I add water to this page, the lines are going to move. We don't care. All right, I have some dirty water here that I'll get out, and probably a dirty paintbrush too. So let's just paint this stuff because we can. All right. I do have a cheat sheet of the colors. We're going to do this one. Okay, cheat sheet is like this. Can you see the brown is kind of disappearing? Non-waterproof. And that's fine. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. And I'm going directly from the pan to the paper, so but I'm not doing anything big enough that I have to pre-mix or worry. And I'll move all over the page so things get to dry in between. Pencil have a little green lead. This one I'm going to water down just a little bit. Well, a lot. Where was the paintbrush? Oh. I'll check that in just a second in case it's Dee Dee trying to get a hold of me. Nope. I never use black, but I'm going to use black for the handle here. Trying to straighten up that line, which is such a waste of time. Which one did I use? Okay. No, it's not dry enough yet. I'll have to wait for a minute. All right. I'll try and be a little careful around these lines with this green. I will say watercoloring in this book isn't horrible. I should have waited for that to dry, but it is drying pretty quickly, so that's not horrible. I'm going to use the metallic in this grabby, and I'm not trying to sell you guys on these grabby paints, but for as many colors as you get, it's not a horrible set, to be honest. But they have a metallic. You get metallic, fluorescent, shimmery. You get them all. I'll check chat. Did I say hi, Joe Lou? I did see you come in. Oh, you're selling stuff on Amazon, Joe Lou? I did not know that. And they cut the price without asking? That seems a little odd. All right. Here's my orange. The only real gestural drawing I did. Someday I'm going to be sitting looking through this book going, why did I put an orange on that page? Because my memory will be so gone that I'll just wonder, why did I do that? I wonder why I did that. All right, I think that should be dry enough now. Well, I probably will go ahead and do that in the silver as well. Have a paper towel or something nearby that you can blot off your excess too. Sorry if you guys aren't seeing that. Should just looked at the camera. All right. The silver really dries quick, which is awesome. Let's look at the blue. It's like yeah, we'll use ultramarine. Yeah. Let's see, it goes down to about there. Now this page did not say, you know, color it in or use watercolor or anything. It was just gestural drawing. I think the page is a little small for that, but whatever. We got a page of art supplies, so, and if for no other reason, I'm glad I did it for that alone. Put a little shadow on the orange. Got to let that dry a little bit. Let me go back and do. Use use this one. Why not? Ah. The page is not laying flat, so. All right, gotta let it dry now. All right. Okay. I'm going to re-wet this entire thing a little bit. Do a little bit. All right, we'll leave it like that. I like the pencil. I like the pencil a lot. I'll put a shadow on here in a minute, and I'm probably going to have to, well, let's try it with the black paint. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we'll try it. The thing about working on top of the shimmery or metallic paints is they tend to absorb anything you put on top of them. So, yeah, it's kind of a pain. Thanks, Jolu. And that's right there is the problem with using black watercolor. If you want something good in black, black watercolor is not going to work. Or you have to mix your own. Okay, the blue is dry now, I think. I put my hand in it. Woohoo! Drawing a circle without a template is not smart, but we're going to do it anyway. We'll fix it. When you're doing these, and it could just be me, I don't know. But when I'm doing it, something like this, to me, and this is not justification, but it can be if you want it to be. I almost feel like the wonkier, the better. Because it's not my intent to do realism. Excuse me, realism. My intent is just to draw something that resembles what it is I'm trying to depict. And so far, so good. I have that veil, the Derwent Graphitints. I have the pencils too, and I agree with you. They're very earthy colors, so they're not going to work for everything, but they are for sure some really nice paints. I agree with you there. Sorry, just hit the camera a couple times. But yeah, and the Graphitint pencils are water soluble, so I shouldn't go directly. So you can draw your whatever it is you're going to paint with the Graphitint pencils, and then they just dissolve into the paint, so it's really nice. And that's how you fix when you've put your hands in the paint. Hey, Julie Topaz Pro Girl. The items look real. Well, Joe Lou, how did I accomplish that? All right, and I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. I am going, well, let me hit it with a heat gun, or I'm going to put my hand right back in that because I did it on the lower right-hand side. I know better. I do it every time. Heat gun. All right. Now it's just a little puddle, so I can only get my hand in a little puddle. All right, where's that brown again? Let's go ahead and just fix this a little bit. I'm still trying very hard to keep my hands out of it. All right, that should be dry now. Hopefully I can fix that. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and just change the color of this entirely. And if I don't like the brown around the edge, I will, I'll just go over it with black ink. Okay, that's dry now. So pick a pretty yellow. Probably this one. You definitely have to refer to your cheat sheet. Let that dry. I think I'll put some little cracks or something in the paint tube. I garbage up these paints so bad. Yep, I need a darker blue. Put some up here too. Aw, Tori, thank you. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to do the realism thing. I mean, and one, you're not going to do that on stream anyway, because, you know, like I'm trying to keep the page upright for you guys to be able to see. And that's a little dark. And I'd have to be moving the page all around. I'm trying to keep my hand and head out of this. But a few little things will definitely help anything you create. A little bit of shadow. Yeah, it's a little dark. That blue's just my luck. That blue will start running right about now because it's still just slightly wet. I haven't done the ruler yet. What the heck? That's so neato burrito. That's what I'm talking about. Neato burrito. Too much water. Dope. Now I can't go back there. All right, do I want to make, let me find the ruler. I just did that one out of my head. You can draw a ruler out of your head. Let's make it, what color? I like to repeat colors that I've used on the page. You know what? Let's use that yellow. Only make it a lot lighter. Oh, I just contaminated my yellow with green or gray or some damn thing. That don't be's happy. All right. That'll help. All right. Let's get some little bit of yellow, and we don't want it bright yellow, so we'll add a little bit of that orange in. Right after I said I didn't want it bright. Now brown's going to disappear a little bit. Should have thought of that beforehand. A little yellow ruler down there. Did I hit you guys again? I did. Sorry. See, I was going to go along the edge. I think I will down here. But man, if you're going to try and be precise, this is not the way to do it. Okay, I'll let that dry for a minute. I might have to hit it with a heat gun because I'm about ready to call this bad boy done. Oh, one thing I want to do. Where's that brown pen? Did I put it away? I actually put it away. I can't believe that. Okay. It's an old ruler. It is, Sharon. I'm going to put little dots on the orange. And the only other thing, I have to hit it with the heat gun because I want to do the center of that. And then we're going to move on. And I might come back later just because I'm anal this way and put a wood grain table underneath it all, but I won't make you suffer through that. Okay, do I have, well, no, that's cheating at this point. I was going to get an ink pen and draw the design in there, but that's cheating. Just, it's cheating. Kind of like a sideways peace sign. All right, that's about as good as it's going to get. I like the kind of sketchiness of it. And I will probably come back in and put a wood grain table behind it. So let's move on. We got time probably for at least one more. All right. Let me look. Kitty Jen. It's not suffering. Would like to see. I'll show you quickly how I'll do a wood grain. I'll just use this paper here. This is pretty much, if you want to do a wood grain, this is just that heart paper, which is going to get thrown away anyway. I want to make sure that's all real dry before I go in there and start working on it. But pick up a pretty medium, say tone brown. I would go with either the burnt umber or a real watered down, just brown, because I'll put brown on top of it. I'm going to do the burnt umber right now. And when I'm going to do this, if I'm going to do a sizable area, I would make a lot of it all at once if I could. Maybe add a little bit of the darker, the Van Dyke brown into it. It'll just richen it up a little bit. And just do a wash of this. And if I have brown mixed elsewhere, I might add that in here and there just to give it a little bit more texture. But just do your whole entire background that way. And then let that dry real good. And then the table I actually work on, is pieces of wood that are like glued together. So there's a whole bunch of different textures on top of it. Let me hit this with a heat gun. I'll show you real quick. And then I would probably take a pen. Let's see if I have a little bit darker pen. Here's a lay pen, maybe. I have a lay pen, do I? Yeah. And then because I'm anal, and y'all know it, and y'all can make fun of me because I don't care. I'll use this side so my slats of wood will remain pretty much consistent. This isn't dry, so the pen isn't wanting to draw on it real good. But just draw your slats in the wood parallel and then divide them up just randomly. Kind of like a brick wall. I keep pushing that light further and further away. But you get the idea, right? And the pen's not writing on the wet paper, but you get the idea of all the different slats of wood. And then Use your pen to draw a knot in the wood. Just draw random grain in the wood. This table that I work at is very grainy. And this one would probably have a slat there. So that's pretty much how I would draw the wood. And then just sometimes give it a little bit of a pattern. But when you back off from it, it'll end up looking like wood grain. But don't forget to put a knot in here and there. And then because my table is really old, there are places where I literally have worn the finish right off it, you know, where you're down on practically raw wood. That's one of my projects this summer is I am going to refinish my table because I love this table. It was no money. I got it for practically free, but I love it. I love everything about it. The size, everything. So I probably will refinish it this summer. Last year I did my breezeway table. This year I'll do my drawing table. Okay. So let me pick some. Jen, pick a number between 1 and 365. And if you're not used to lay pens, if you haven't seen them, they're really good, come in all different colors, and they have a really, really fine nib, and they last for freaking ever. Oh, so this, you want me to do the page across from this. Relax and spend some time carefully adding patterns to these shapes. Well, that's what I'm excellent at. Holy crap. Thanks, Jen. Sometimes when you're doing a very relaxing task, your mind will wander and you will have creative ideas for new projects or pieces of art. Be sure to run with these ideas and start them or note them down as soon as you have the idea. I was just going to say, if she hadn't said note them down, I would have said Dee Dee would insist that you write it down. And I agree with Dee Dee. She is absolutely spot on. Spot on, I'm telling you. All right. Maybe what I'll do, since these are adjoining pages, I think I will go ahead and paint in these spaces. I'll duplicate the colors that I've used on this side, move it over here, and then when I'm done, the whole page looks a little bit more cohesive. Not that I should even care about that, but sucks to be me. That's all I can say. All right, let's do the yellow here. Why don't you start in the lower right-hand corner so you can make sure you get your hands right in it? That's what I'm talking about. Why do I do that? Do I have some mental block? Like what is it that makes me choose the most inopportune place to start? What the hell is that? I'm not a dumb person, but sometimes I swear to God, I act like it. So here's what you have to do when you do something dumbass like that. Turn the book upside down. Golly. All right, now I've got to decide after these dry, what do I want to draw on top of them? The thing about working on top of watercolor is depending on how wet your product is, you'll reactivate the watercolor underneath. So just be prepared. Like, I won't use my alcohol markers on top of watercolor. I don't know if it's safe or not, to be honest. But I don't want to wreck my alcohol markers, so I just won't use them on top. But keep that in mind if you're going to work on top of watercolors, is that they are, you can reactivate them and mess up your nibs. So just be mindful of that. Okay. When you're doing something like this and you're working on crap paper, it's not going to ever come out really nice and even. So I'll just give this a little bit more texture and help it dry quicker. So it almost looks like you meant to do it, because I meant to do it. Can you spray it with a fixative? You can, Ruth. I normally don't. I rarely use a fixative. Unlike Dee Dee, on pan pastels, I'll use a fixative. If you use a workable fixative, then you can work with anything on top that you want. I just normally don't, probably because I'm probably just too lazy. Let's just say that. I'm just too damn lazy. All right, the original drawing that they used up here is kind of this color, so we'll do it next. And if I was working with a bigger brush and was mixing more paint, I probably could do these spaces really easily. But since I'm working directly out of the pan, yeah, getting them really nice and smooth is going to be a challenge. That's fine. So that's what I was trying to think, is what do I want to use on top of the watercolors? Of course, colored pencil is always going to be an option. I happen to like pens, so I probably will risk trashing out my pens. But make sure it's dry. At the very least, make sure it's dry. Like, I probably didn't hurt that lay pen drawn on that wet paper. But yeah, just know that if you do dumb stuff like I do, you risk wrecking your stuff. But the cool thing is, Amazon lives on my laptop, and all I gotta do is open up Amazon. That one came out smooth enough. I could deal with that. All right, what other color did I use over here? I used the green. Let's do brown. Let's do that. What is that? Burnt umber. It's one of my favorite colors out of this set. But another color I love out of this is the purple, the lilac. Oh my gosh, that's a pretty purple. But I'm trying to replicate the colors that I used. So it'll be just a big old fat colorful page. And I'm going to go next door and get some raw umber and add in here. Like, kind of wet on wet. Only on this paper it's not going to look wet on wet, but we'll just give it a little bit of texture. Because we can. Because I can. Oh, which reminds me, I had to do a giveaway. Oh. That'll be fine. All right, right after I finish all these spaces, we're going to do I'm going to do a giveaway. Okay, they had the red, I did the yellow. Oh, we got to do an orange, since I stuck that orange right on there. We'll put orange up here in the corner above the red because there's not many colors that are going to work well with the orange. And if you're doing something just kind of crazy like this, and you're using like these cheap watercolors, you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm using up all my good supplies or anything like that. Just use them. Because I promise you, when your kids come in and clean your house, they're going to end up in the dumpster anyway. Okay, Barbara, go get your stuff done. Awesome, Barbara. I'm glad you're going to join in the Art Salute beginner art. Woohoo! I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's stuff. Okay, I used that blue even though I hadn't really used it over here, but who cares? All right, I used that. Let's see, what other colors? I guess we're just going to pick a couple at random. I don't want to do a purple. That would just stick out. Wait, let's use this dark red up here in this corner. It's more of a pinkish. I'm probably going to get paint and stuff on the surrounding pages, and normally that would make me crazy, but I know that I'm just going to have to get over that. I can't worry about it. I mean, I guess I could put a piece of paper or wax in between, but I got to remember that this is just fun. This is not fine art. This is just fun. So I can't worry about the things that would normally make me a little cuckoo. And I'm trying to keep the colors somewhat light so that when I work on top of them, you can see. You want me to use the gray? Okay, that's a good option. Do I use the lighter or the darker? I think I'll go with the lighter, but mix it in with the gray that I had mixed here and lighten that up and use that. Where do we want the gray? Let's put the gray in here. Kind of a light, warm gray. Again, I got paint where my hand is supposed to go. I'm not that bright when it comes to making decisions like that. That's all I got to say. All right, one more color. I'm going to turn the book back upside down. Keep my hand out of the wet paint because I'm freaking rocket scientist that way. You know what? Well, I already chose the brown. I chose that brown, not that brown. Let's pick a different color. Let's pick the darker of the blues. I think it was ultramarine that I used, but I'm not really sure. We'll just go with it. Nope, wrong blue. I really don't remember. We're going with this one. That's a bright blue. that. Oh, it's so much nicer when you can put your arm down. I'm going to go ahead and texturize this one as well, I think. Oh, I've got another one. I'm going to paint where they've got writing down here too, so. All right. One more color and then I'm going to do the giveaway. And I'll do it just like Dee Dee does hers. A darker blue. The eraser color. Oh, okay. Yeah, just do a real watered down. And I'm sure that was just a watered down of the brown. I think they call it just brown. I think it was Van Dyke. All right, we'll do that one. What did I do with the little mixing thing? Here we go. I'm pretty sure that was the Van Dyke. And I had just mixed it with a ton of water, so it came out really light. The nice thing about that is I can go back in with the darker brown and do the edges, make it look way cool. All right. Now I'll just add more water. I do like this mixing tray, and it's almost just like a piece of acetate. Or have you guys ever seen, I'm sure you have because you've all been to Dollar Tree, they've got those cutting mats at Dollar Tree. You could just cut one of those up for a really nice mixing tray that you can just throw in the sink and wash easily. Or just wipe with a baby wipe. I may not draw on this one, so I can leave that writing. I don't know. I'll see. That was a good choice next to the orange and the green. So whoever suggested that, thank you. I made it a little bit darker than the eraser, but that's fine. All right. We can set that aside and let it dry. And if you came in late, I had shown the fibs, what I've been doing this week, because I'm addicted. I made some of these cards from the art inspired by the Art Salute Beginner on Instagram. And I showed her, she's also doing a challenge for the month of May. The first challenge will be a 4-panel, one of these, and I don't remember what the others are. So if you think that you want to participate in something like that, go back in the video and look. But anyway, this week, I just cut up a sheet of paper and made 4 little ones that, and I was experimenting because I had thought about in one of these panels, I could do like a snarky quote or just do something totally different in one of the panels. So that's how I came up with "Cause I Can." And then I liked it so much that I thought, okay, I'm going to do this a few more times so that I'll have some stuff to give you guys. So we're going to do the giveaway just like Dee Dee does. I'll do one drawing, but 4 people will win. So it'll be the 4 people closest to a particular number, whatever random.org pukes out. Now, the thing is, if you participate, you're going to have to be willing to give me your address. Pulling up random.org. I can't talk and do two things at once. That would be asking way too much of a girl. And it brought up all my old searches. I searched for some dumb stuff. Random.org. All right. So are the rules clear to you guys? Why is my camera so crazy? So I've got 4 of them to give away. So it'll be the 4 people closest without going over after I type go, which means I have to unload my keyboard. Any questions? But you have to be willing to send me your address. And a lot of you, I might have your address, but that's the one thing. And if you don't send it to me, I'm not going to look for you. I'm just like Dee Dee. All right. So it'll be a number between 1 and 100. 4 winners, 1 number. Got it? All right. After I type go, type in your numbers. Hi, Becky. All right, numbers going in. And I should have said this is open to everybody, international everybody. Hey, Anlar, look at all these people coming out of lurk mode. I love you guys. Hi, Melody. I hope you're sitting there crafting along. And good luck, everybody. And I did use the shimmer paints out of the grabby paint that I was just showing you. So if you like that shimmery kind of look for a cheap paint set, these are good. Because you get shimmery. You've been doodling all along. Good, Jasper. All right. Has everybody got their number in? Anything after stop doesn't count. And I know there's a little bit of a lag, so I do too, Becky. I love that set. It's just so compact. It's so nice. You get good selection. It's awesome. All right. You don't have any of my art? Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. Come on, phone. All right. Random number generator. Ready? Good luck, everybody. Ready, set, go. 64. Let's go back. Oh, look at Brenda's at 63. All right, I gotta get a piece of paper out here so I can write down. And they're all much the same. So Brenda, 64. Y'all help me if you want. Dorothy, you went over. I can't believe that. All right. Brenda, oh, Brenda has 63. The number was 64. All right. Nobody in the 50s? I'm thinking it's Becky with 44. Oh, Joe Lou. Joe Lou has 47. Missy, 46. All right, one more. I've got to figure out who the next one is. So my lowest number right now is 43. Would be easier just to pick 4 different numbers, I promise you. And Becky at Camp 44. You guys look and see if that's the people. The number was 64. Brenda won first with 63. Joe Lou had 47. Missy with 46. And Becky at 44. Am I right? Does anybody have a dispute with what I've come up with? Yay, pick new numbers. Nope. Jasper has 67. That goes over, Dorothy. Okay. I'm trusting Terry Brett. She said it looks right to me. All right. So let me check real quick. If I've never sent you anything or you've not participated in any of our swaps, I'm not going to have your address. So Becky at Camp, I will use your post office box, correct? I do have yours. Got it. I think that's a different Brenda. Let me go back and look. Nope, Brenda, I do not have yours. I have a different Brenda. So Brenda, you need to send me it, and I'll give you my email in just a second. Joe Lou, I'm certain I do not have yours. Missy, I think I have yours. Missy Johnson, yes, I do. And I just asked you the other day if it was on Oakland Drive. Yeah, I'm going to put my email in right now. Yeah, I know I have yours, Missy, if you're still in Oakland. All right, hang on. All right, there is my email, and I will look at it. Congratulations, you guys. I hope you enjoyed getting them. I will try and get them out. Let's see, today's Monday. They will be in the mail by Wednesday, because tomorrow I'll get them addressed, and I even have international postage. I got some extra international postage, so I can just stick them out in my mailbox and let the Mr. Mailman take them. But he usually comes pretty early, so that's why Robert came in and said, the mailman's not here yet. Because I had to send all my money to the government. Here, I'll show you. Give all your money to the government. You did miss the giveaway, Marguerite. I did. This page cracked me up when I drew it because I was just like, oh, I was so agonizing. You're welcome, Becky. I'm glad you guys all won. So I will get these out in the mail by Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll do the envelopes. So, but if I don't have your address, make sure you email me. Because poor Dee Dee, I feel bad for Dee Dee sometimes because of all the people who stream and everything, she has got to be the most generous, kind person ever. And she'll say, I don't have an address for whoever, whoever didn't send their address. And then she feels bad herself. I'd be like, screw them. They can't give me their address. Screw them. They're out of luck. That's the difference between me and Dee Dee. Dee Dee will be like, well, I didn't get the address. And then she feels bad. And I'm like, who cares? Screw them. They can't do that much. Screw them. You're generous. You're kind. Shut up. And Raul wasn't even here. I know, Marguerite. You were in the kitchen. I'm sorry. All right, let's see if our page out of our book is dry yet. Because now comes the funnest part. All right, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. Oh, this is still damp. Trying to decide. If I was being my normal self, I would get out a ruler. But I want it to stand out, and I'm not sure that colored pencil will really stand out. So I'm inclined to want to use pens. You know what I could use? Yeah, baby. I cleaned out a cupboard this weekend, you guys. You took $33 of empty containers to the good job, Marguerite. But anyway, I cleaned out my cupboard and I had pens in there. I did a massive de-stash of old ballpoint pens, old felt tip pens, whatever. I had tons of them that I had hung on to for years and years. And you know what? I'll use these over here. Because these, if I do wreck them, I can replace them. But they weren't that cheap, but who cares? I'm going to use the Sharpie paint pens that I bought not very long ago. They have pretty fine nibs. And these hang out in the bin behind me. And hopefully they it won't move the watercolor underneath. So, but yeah, they come in tons of fun colors. And I don't use them all that much. So let's use these. Okay, on the orange, what color do we want to use? If we use black, it's going to look like Halloween. And I am going to use different colors. One thing, I do like the white on the red, the lighter color. Yellow probably wouldn't show up that good. I'm kind of tempted just to use blue. And since some of you are going to be doing the doodle challenge with us, I'll do some of the designs that I put on the cards. These have a brush nib. Ooh, let's see how they work. If I don't like it in the orange, I won't use them. I like this one always. And I'll pay attention here and tell you if the watercolor is going to trash out these nibs. I don't think it's going to. So that's one of the designs. Looks like the nib of my pen is fine. If this was acrylic background, one of the things I'd have to tell you is be really careful. Acrylic paint will absolutely ruin the nibs of your pen. Now, if I want to do any shading or anything like that, I will pull out the woodless pencils that Dee Dee was kind enough to send me, and I'll make it look like a shadow underneath here. Those take just a minute to dry, so, but lightly underneath it, I'll make like a shadow. I don't do this on all the doodles, but I do on a lot of them. And I usually repeat the doodles that I decide to do. I do go ahead and repeat them like 3 times, an uneven number of times, because I'm harebrained that way. Okay, on the gray, we'll use black. What would be a good one to do there? Oh, one of my very favorites designs, and I've drawn this, I think, since I was in 6th grade. Right. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to do it with a finer nib. So if you're going to participate and you want to use any of these, write them down. Okay? And I won't do it on screen, but probably, well, yeah, I will. I'll do at least part of it. I always worry about you guys' time because I only have 25 minutes left. Don't drop those wood. Oh, that's good advice, Marguerite. They literally go from my desk over to the bookshelf. That's as far as they go. But yeah, I can see how they would break. But your colored pencils with wood will also, the lead inside will break if you drop them as well. That's, I think, a lot of times why when you try and sharpen them, you just can't sharpen them because they've been dropped, or the lead inside the wood encasing is not centered. That's probably the biggest single reason. I remember drawing this when I was a kid, and I colored it in pink and orange. I thought it was the prettiest thing ever. I've drawn this design forever and ever, and now it's on zentanglepatterns.com as Knightsbridge, Knightsbridge. Bridge. I think these pens will work fine on top of watercolor, so that's actually pretty good to know. I can't remember how much I paid for these, but you can get them at Walmart, and they're like a paint pen, and I love that they have the brush nib. So in like bigger areas like this, makes short work out of it for real. It takes them just a minute to dry is all. That's Bronco doodling, orange and blue. I used to be a huge football fan. Not so much anymore. I used to spend every Sunday at a Broncos, well, if they were in town, at the Bronco games. Freezing my ass off most of the time. Okay, there you go. Knightsbridge. Excuse me. another, let's see. I don't know if that aqua is going to show up on that aqua. Let's give it a go. Or maybe the lighter color. Let's see. I'm going to move these. But I won't drop them, Marguerite. I'm going to knock that drink off too because I'm such a dope. I'm moving it. That's it. Because I got to get this book over there. All right, let's see. Can't really see that, but I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and use it anyway. I like this curly Q art. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Because I'm going to fancy it all up, man. And I don't know. I'm not sure if you have to shake these. I don't think you do. And I know it's hard to probably see on camera, but hopefully in a minute. Now, do I have... I use that cheap pen and gear. Maybe I have a really cool turquoise color. Oops, knocking stuff over. Now I'm just throwing it. All right, let's see how this shows up on here. So it's going to be like 3 different colors. That's fun. Because I'm fancy that way. And I've used these pen and gear pens on watercolor before, so I know that they can take it. Do I need to pull you guys in a little bit further? I might have to go over, where's that lighter one? All right, this one. I'll go over that one. All right. All right, in one of these. Thinking. All right. Let's see, do I got an orange? Adjoining circles is always a good one. And if you have a bigger space, use bigger circles, you know? And I always try and mix up the size of the circles. It's tempting to just start doing really big ones when you get in a big space. But you got to fill it in with little ones. I'm really happy I'm getting to use these cool pens. That's a big old Mamba Jamba one. I'm not sure what these nibs on these paint pens are. I'm not sure if they're felt or what. I almost wish they were plastic because I have a tendency to break down nibs really bad. And I want these to last forever. Okay. It does, Pamela, right? Hi, by the way. I don't think I said hi to you. I might have. But yeah, that's why doing these, this panel art is so freaking addicting. And it always looks good when you're done. That's the crazy thing. Your designs don't have to be anything special. All right, this one, is there a brown one? There should be a brown one. No brown? Are you kidding me? What the heck is wrong with you people? I guess they give you multiple blacks, which makes sense. No brown. Why would they sell a set of pens with no brown? Can anybody explain that to me? Excuse me, what is my other option? Because I wanted kind of a fat nib. Let's see what this is. Nope, too fine a nib. Okay, wait. Maybe a super tip. Let's see how this bad boy writes. Kind of weak. Going dry. I need to get a brand new set of super tips because I do use mine. I use mine a lot. Hang on, I'll pick out a different brown one. Okay, we got a juicy one now. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, bye, Brenda. You can never, ever go wrong with polka dots. So get out your polka dot maker. And I want to be able to read that, so I'm going to work around it But yeah, you cannot go wrong with a good polka dot or circles of any kind. Just saying. Brown is not on the color wheel. Well, brown is still an excellent color and everybody should have it on everything. All right, so now I need a blue. What other design do I want to do? I'll do a kind of fancy one. Let's see, that's going to be a lighter blue. You can tell I'm not familiar with these. Let's see how this blue shows up. All right. I think it's going to be okay. Normally, I would draw myself a grid. Or should I? Should I draw myself a grid? Nah. Do like a basket weave. And try and keep your lines, the row, going somewhat straight. And then if you want to shade this one, it always looks way cool. And it's really just 4 curved lines going one way, 4 curved lines going the other way. But normally I would draw myself a little grid to make these more precise, but this is fine. You can do it with 5 lines, 3 lines, whatever you want. And obviously it's going to look better with a finer nib pen. But for the purposes of this is fine. Somewhere in there I got goofed up, so now I'm going to have to correct it, which is fine. So they go pretty quick, you know. Not that you have to be in a hurry or anything, but the designs go pretty quick. This one's really cool too. If you do add the shading, get me a dark blue pencil. And I'm not sure, we're going to try to add some of the white. These are not the greatest pencils in the world, but they're not the worst either. So if you go in here and add some shading at the end of each of the direction that they're going, and I'll finish this later. And then on the top, give it a little bit of highlight in the direction that the lines are opposite of the direction the lines are going. These are not the greatest. Let me see. I've got a Prismacolor here. Let me see if they work any better. Yeah, the Prismacolor would work great to do the highlights. So I'll go back in and finish that later. But it ends up looking really, really cool. Let's see what else. I've got 5 minutes. Let's do this one up here. I already did polka dots. I repeat the polka dots in usually 2 different colors, white and oh, another one that's really good. And I won't use a ruler. It'll kill me, but I won't use it. Do I want red on that or pink? All right. Not crazy. Well, it's fine. Checkerboards are always amazing. And what I've been doing on the Art Salute art is just picking random ones and coloring them in. Not coloring every other one. I mean, you can color every other one like I did more on this. But this one I just have been choosing random squares. Yeah, let's do another one in here. And is that gray? Yeah, that's gray. And adding a dot in them. And then if you want, you can go back with like a finer line. If I had a finer line here, where do I have a finer line? Let's do this one. Yeah, because it's kind of, no, that. I mean, you can get as fancy schmancy as you want here. You know what I'm saying? Go outside with a darker pen. Everyone, it doesn't have to be everyone. Entirely up to you. I mean, you can just do inside. I started one way and then went ahead and did it the other way. But yeah, that's fine. Dark lines make a big difference. They do, Val. I mean, every little bit of thing that you add to it makes a difference. Okay, the only one I have left is this one. What design do I want to do there? Think. I don't have any white. Oh, I do have white paint. What did I do with it? Oh, it's right there. That one is the ugliest because I don't know why the orange got contaminated. So we're going to take some white paint and a great big fat boy dot makers. And I got 2 minutes to get this done. But actually, this came out not so bad, you guys. I'm not hating it. Pull something out of the trash to put some white paint on. Get out one of my dot makers. We're going to do this with some little bit bigger dots. Dottage. I love dot tools. I've gotten to be a dot tool freak. It's like crack too. What can I say? This breaks up how ugly that orange turned out. The laziest possible thing you could do, and I love the result every single time. I'm not kidding you. That'll stand out now. And that's a good way to end because now I've got to just leave the book open and let it dry. And I'll come back and do some other stuff later. But while I'm thinking about it, because I can't change this book, I can't move it, can't do anything. So one of the things I was going to do on this side, after everything dried real good, was to draw some highlights on some of this stuff. I did the shadows, but it's got to be completely dry. All right, I'll just use this. Draw that line. So I'm going to pull out, and you can see both pages that we accomplished today. Let's go ahead and date. This one's 4/29. Oh, I still have this green one. Well, it'll be a surprise to you next time. Probably this one. I will just do random. Let's see. The problem is, what's going to look good on top of that green? Ugh. Just looking at what I got here. I don't have a great, maybe just the black pen then. And I've got to be really careful because it would be just so much like me to put my hand right in that. And in fact, I'm going to leave this because at this point it looks really good and I really don't want to jack it up. But I think what I'll do is just put some narrow line, either horizontal, vertical lines, whatever. Not a grid, but yeah. So that's what, gold or silver. Yeah. Silver would look good if I had a silver. I don't have much silver. I'm not a silver fan. I do have gold. But yeah, we'll this is what it is, man. Thank you, Vale. Yeah, I'm going to do black, Ruth. I'll put black, probably horizontal lines. Oh, and another thing I forgot. Let's use this one. Gotta put some numbers on there. I'll do these. Well, I'll have to turn it upside down. I'm going to mess around with this until I jack it up. I absolutely know that to be true. All right, put some numbers on the ruler. You like the depth of the page? I'm liking the page, but it's, you know, like you can't get attached to this stuff. Next time I come on to something else. Oh, another thing that would look really good. See, you can start dinking around here and spend the rest of the day, but this definitely needs a white highlight up there somewhere. Can't be too big because the orange isn't that big. Does the ruler need a shadow? Yes, it does. Where'd I put the, see if I have any purple. What the hell? Why does my brain do that? Just say something stupid and random. Because the purple is right next to the gray that I was wanting to use. Maybe that's it. Did my brain remember that? I don't think so. I'm not that good yet. Is that better? Thanks for pointing that out, Sharon. You enjoyed watching. Thank you. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Probably didn't learn a damn thing. Maybe you got a couple chuckles. Either way, I appreciate you coming and spending your valuable time. I will get this giveaway stuff out of here and try and do something out of your comfort zone, you know? You might come up with something like this, right? Right. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I went over today. Again, I appreciate you guys very much. Go have a fun day. Be kind. And love you guys. Cool, Terry. All right. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.